is my 2022 Volkswagen GTI Mark 8, also known as the only Ruby Star Mark 8 in the world right now. And I get a lot of comments on my videos basically asking me about a lot of the modifications I have done to my car. So instead of keep answering all those comments, I have decided to make this video basically explaining everything I have done to my Mark 8 GTI since I got it 2 years ago. And also, if you guys were curious on if you wanted to build an exact duplicate of my car in today's market, here's how much it will cost you. Subscribe if you are new, and let's get straight to this video. Alright, so I got my Mark 8 GTI 2 years ago in December of 2021 for $35,700. Now, if you know my channel, this is not a base Mark 8 GTI. This is an SE trim level with the leather seat package, which came out back in 2021 or 2022, same year, for $38,169. However, because of the car market then, it was so crazy back then, they were charging a markup on this car to over $40,000 for this thing, which is basically just a Golf. So I basically told the dealership that I was super interested in this car. However, I wasn't gonna buy it with a markup because I'm a smart human being and I'm not overpaying for a car just because chips aren't being made as much. So after going some back and forth through the dealership, I told them my plans for the car and they absolutely loved it, and that markup actually disappeared right away, and they actually gave me $2,500 off of this car. So that's how I actually got lower than the asking price of the MSRP of $38,000 back in 2021 when this thing came out. Now, my first real mod that I did on this car were these things down here. These are yellow fog light tint, which I got off of Badge Skins for $36. Now, I got these done because I thought yellow fog lights were cool, but now I've sort of grown up and matured a bit, and I'm not too sure if I really want to keep them or not. I've left them on just because I spent $36 on them, but I'm honestly this close to removing them just because I'm kind of done with this phase now. I've had them on my car for 2 years and I've barely used them. I thought they were cool at first, and I still do think they are kind of cool, but I barely use the fog lights, and I used to use them all the time because I thought, well, having the fog light on was always pretty cool. I've sort of grown out of that phase, yeah, I still left them on my car, and I'm not too sure how they go with this wrap that I did, but yeah, $36, add that to the counter. Now, my first actual mod I did this car were these things down here and all under there. This is my ECS tuning valved catback exhaust, and let me tell you an interesting story on why I actually got a valved catback on my Mark 8. Now, a Mark 8 GTI from factory is not loud at all. It basically sounds like a Dyson vacuum cleaner. So when I wanted to buy an exhaust for this car, obviously I live with my parents, and my parents had to be okay with me making my car a little bit louder. Now, prior to this, I've never done any exhaust on a car, so I had no idea how loud this was actually going to be. So I basically looked at all the exhausts that were out at the time. There were like 3 or 4, and this was the only valved option, and my parents really wanted me to get the valved option so it doesn't start as loud in the morning, so my neighborhood wouldn't be pointing fingers at me every morning. So I ended up getting this exhaust installed, and it was a pain in the ass. Mainly, the valve was absolutely, like, to get the valve electronic part installed was a pain in the ass. It left my car dead in my driveway because the first shop didn't install the valve correctly. Long story short, I still do love this exhaust. It sounds really good. If I were to do the exhaust today, I would have went with the Miltech Race catback. However, after installing the valve and getting it all correct now, I don't really feel like ripping this exhaust off my car anytime soon. So it is what I have now. I'm very happy with it. I'm not too sure if I would get a valve exhaust on this car ever again from ECS Tuning. Additionally, this exhaust costed about $300 more than the non-valved version. It costed me $1,100 to buy this thing and about $300 to $400 to install it. So in total, I was around $1,400 after buying it and installing it. Moving on to these things, which I did next. These are the Volkswagen dynamic turn signals for the mirrors. Now, I really want to have the sort of European OEM Plus look at the time, and that's what this did to my car. And this looks amazing. Now, I really want to do this on my car because I love the OEM Plus look. I think I also am a sucker for the dynamic turn signal sweeping indicators. I love that about German cars. However, here we just don't get them for some reason. So I wanted to get them, and from OEM Volkswagen, they cost $300, and there was no way I was going to pay $300 for these things. However, my friend, who also got a market at the time, told me about these, and he got them out of AliExpress. Now, I was very skeptical about these off of AliExpress. However, they were only $20, and I bought them, and I got them 3 weeks later, and I installed them with my friend, and let me tell you, this is probably the best bang for your buck deal if you're gonna get one of these. I got so many comments on these. They look fantastic. They work fantastic. I thought they were gonna short out my fuse box in my car. They haven't, and I've had them for over 2 years, and they've worked like a champ. So I highly recommend these. They look really, really, really cool, and they go with the turn signals on the car as well. So pretty neat find. Only $20. Alright, this is where the real interesting stuff begins. Alright, so under the hood here of my car, you can see that we have two things that I have done under here. Let's start off with this thing. This is the Mark 8 GTI hood strut from New Speed, which, as you can see, makes my hood go up automatically because for some reason, Volkswagen got rid of this on the Mark 8 for whatever reason. I do not know why. I'm guessing because of cost-effective reasons. They didn't want to include this in the car, so you got a hood prop. Now, there was no way every single time I was going to open this hood that I would use a hood prop. So I bought this off of New Speed for $80, and honestly, for $80, I could live with my hood going up like this, and it took like 2 seconds to install. It looks really, really nice, and it makes having the hood open a lot easier. The other thing I also did down here, under here as well, is this, which is the New Speed intake in red with the red filter and the red pipe, as well as with the turbo muffler delete as well. This was $600. However, it really is worth it, and I love hearing the turbo noises from this intake. Now that the APR intake is out, I would have gotten the APR intake. However, the APR intake was not at the time, so I got this, but I'm not complaining. This looks just as good as the APR intake. So yeah, that's it for under the hood for right now. Now, let's talk about the suspension on this car. So, when I want to lower my car, I looked at all the options, and at the time I was going the cheaper route, and I decided to go with lowering springs. Now, what I didn't realize about lowering springs is that they ruin your shocks completely. So I have the H&R lowering springs on my car, and I've had them on my car for about 1.5 years, 2 years, and they have served me well. I'll put it that way. For the first 2 years, they have worked really, really well. However, the roads here in Massachusetts are like terrible, and the ride on this car has suffered me, and it is just like it's time for new shocks, basically. So if you're gonna get lowering springs, keep in mind that your shocks are gonna go at some point. Mine are about to go or have gone, and I need to get that sorted. However, I've got these H&R lowering springs off of BMP Tuning for only $300. I got them on sale, and it costed me about $750 to get them installed by a shop. Now, that $750 included the installation of these suspension, but also an alignment, because when you do install suspension, you have to get an alignment done. Ooh, frickin' hell, a bee. I am definitely scared of bees, sorry. Where was I? Yes, the suspension. So it cost me about $750 to get the alignment done and install them as well. Spent $215 on spacers. This is the Mark 8 GTI flush kit, and basically it's 11 millimeters in the front and 15 millimeters in the rear, and it basically makes the fitment super, super, super clean and flush with the wheel well, and it just looks amazing. I'm very, very happy with this kit, especially with the wheels, which I'll get to later. There's not really much to say about this, but I got my windows tinted 35% all around except the windshield, because I hate fishbowl, and I know everyone else does too. So that costed me, to get these ceramic tints installed, cost me about $400 to get all around 35%, because that's a legal limit here, and I'm not interested in getting pulled over. So yeah, moving on. All right, moving on to probably the most interested thing from my viewers that's on my car, and that is this, the Mark 8 Golf R spoiler, which also makes for a great table. It costed me $1,065 off of BMP tuning. Now you may be looking at me like I'm crazy. Yes, I spent $1,000 on this spoiler piece. However, I have to tell you that it is so worth it. Having this spoiler on this car changes the back end of this car completely. The roofline comes out further, so instead of dipping down, it kind of extends it, and it just looks so much better. This is how the car should have came from the factory, in my opinion, with this spoiler. This is an OEM Volkswagen part. Yes, you can go and buy spoilers that are cheaper, but they are not as good quality as this one. However, this one, I wanted to get the best spoiler possible for this car, and this was the one, in my opinion, that is the best and looked the best, and it looks amazing. I'm very, very happy with it, and it is gloss black. So if you have a gloss black car, it will match. If it doesn't, I wrapped mine partially, and I also think you can get them painted for even more than this. I think $1,500 if you want it painted the color of your car. All right, let's get to the probably part that the people have been waiting for. These wheels. These are not Audi rotor wheels. They are the Alzor style 628 wheels from ECS Tuning, which look like the Audi rotor wheels. Now, the reason why I didn't get Audi rotor wheels is because the Audi rotor wheels do not come in 18 inches, but these are 18 inches, and they look and feel exactly like the Audi rotor wheel. The Volkswagen center caps I made myself, and interesting story about these wheels that not many people, I haven't told anyone on this YouTube channel yet. So when I got these wheels costed me $815 off of ECS Tuning. I got them on sale. When I went to go and get them mounted, it turns out that whoever did the alignment for my suspension, or the shop that did the alignment for my suspension, turns out they put so much camber on the front wheels that it completely worn out the inside of the tire. I had so much negative camber, I think, on the front two wheels that it wore out the front two tires completely till they were showing the cords. I was completely unaware of that, so it turns out that I had to get two new front tires, which I was not planning for, and plus mounting the wheels, plus on all four of the tires, plus a new alignment, plus putting the spacers on, and the mounting them with all the hardware and everything, costed me about $1,500 out the door, which is not fun. However, it would have been cheaper if I didn't have to replace the two front tires, but you know what? This is the life of modifying a car. You're going to have to pay for stuff that you're not going to expect to pay for. So I had to buy two new front Pirelli P0 all-season tires, which are $230 a tire in today's market. And yeah, now the wheels are on my car and the alignment's fixed and everything, and I'm very, very happy with the way these wheels look. I'm not too sure if I'm going to get new wheels with the new wrap that's done, but you know, they look good as of right now, in my opinion. And last but not least, how can I not forget the Innosatech full car wrap in Ruby Star Red, which costed my parents, not me, because the wrap was my graduation gift, for $4,600, which I am extremely grateful for. I still can't get over that my car is this color. It looks amazing. Now, the wrap itself was $3,000 to just get the wrap done. However, I wanted this car ceramic coated because not only will the wrap last longer, but it will also look more glossy, and the way it will get clean will be a lot easier. That was an extra $1,500, $2,000 to get the full car ceramic coated. So I did. The wheels are ceramic coated, the windows are, every surface of this car is ceramic coated. So that bring the cost to $4,600. So after all of that, the total of all the modifications and everything I've done to this car is this number on the screen. I have no idea what that number is. I will soon find out when I edit this video, but that number will soon be invalid as I'm about to do some more stuff to this car that will bring that number up even more. So that is how much this car has costed me, and that is how much it will cost you to build an exact duplicate of my car if you are so inclined or interested to. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you did, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!